I am Jarvis, your storyteller. Welcome to the Science Fiction Exploration. If you like the story, please subscribe to our channel.
The Final Ultimatum. Ambassador Marcus Vale stood at the observation deck of the Galactic Council station, his weathered hands clasped behind his back as he watched the swirling nebula beyond. The massive structure, hovering at the edge of neutral space, housed representatives from over 300 species. Today, it would witness humanity's most crucial diplomatic encounter. The summons from High Marshal Zyxthar of the Nexarian Empire had been inevitable. For decades, humanity had maintained what appeared to be a modest presence in the galaxy, carefully cultivating an image of a young, technologically limited species. The Nexarians, like many others, had mistaken this restraint for weakness. Ambassador Vale, they're ready for you, announced his aide, Lieutenant Diana Frost, her dark eyes reflecting concern. Vale nodded, straightening his formal diplomatic uniform. The council chamber stretched vast before them, its crystalline walls refracting light in patterns that made human eyes ache. Representatives from the galaxy's most powerful civilizations occupied their designated platforms, most hovering several meters above the ground. The Nexarians, with their iridescent scaled bodies and multiple sets of arms, dominated the central position. High Marshal Zyxthar's voice boomed through the chamber, translation matrices converting his harmonic speech into comprehensible formats for all present. The human delegation will approach and hear our terms. Vale walked forward, his footsteps echoing in the sudden silence. He could feel the dismissive gazes of the assembled aliens. To them, he was merely the representative of a primitive species that had somehow stumbled into faster-than-light travel. The Nexarian Empire has grown tired of human expansion into resource-rich sectors, Zyxthar declared. Your colonies are inefficient, your technology primitive. You waste valuable resources that could better serve advanced civilizations. The Arcturian representative, a being of pure energy contained within a crystalline matrix, pulsed in agreement. The Council has reviewed the Nexarian Empire's petition. Their claim to human-occupied territories appears valid under galactic law. Vale maintained perfect composure, though inside, his heart raced. This was the moment Earth's leadership had prepared for, the culmination of 50 years of careful planning. And what exactly are your terms, High Marshal? Zyxthar's scaled chest expanded with pride. The Nexarian Empire will assume control of all human colonies beyond your solar system. Your species will be restricted to Earth and its immediate vicinity until you demonstrate sufficient technological advancement to warrant expanded territory rights. Murmurs of approval rippled through the chamber. Such arrangements were common in galactic politics. Stronger species regularly absorbed the territories of weaker ones, all sanctioned under the Council's laws of technological superiority. And if we refuse? Vale's voice carried clearly through the chamber. Zyxthar's multiple eyes narrowed. Then we will take them by force. Your primitive defense systems cannot hope to resist our fleet. Accept our generous terms, and we will allow your existing colonists to evacuate before we begin resource extraction. Vale withdrew a small data crystal from his pocket. Before you proceed with this course of action, I am authorized to share this message from Earth's Security Council. The crystal projected a simple text message into the air: Protocol Prometheus is now active. This serves as final warning. Laughter erupted from multiple delegations. The Nexarian High Marshal's scales rippled with amusement. Threats? From humans? Your entire defense fleet consists of barely 100 ships, none equipped with even basic quantum shielding. You mistake patience for weakness, High Marshal. Vale's voice remained steady. Humanity has never revealed its true capabilities because we hoped to avoid precisely this situation. We wanted peaceful cooperation, not conflict. Enough of this posturing, Zyxthar snarled. The Nexarian battle fleet will begin operations within the next solar day. Your colonies will submit or be obliterated. Vale turned to address the entire chamber. Let the record show that Earth attempted every diplomatic solution. What follows is not our choice, but yours. He paused at the chamber's exit. One final warning: what you think you know about human technology is a carefully constructed illusion. We are not the primitive species you believe us to be. As Vale walked away, Zweixthar's mocking laughter followed him. Run home, human. Tomorrow, you will learn the price of defying the Nexarian Empire. In the corridor, Lieutenant Frost fell into step beside him. They didn't listen, sir. They never do, Lieutenant. Vale's expression remained neutral as they boarded their shuttle. Signal Earth Command. Tell them to activate the Prometheus Protocol. He looked out at the vast expanse of space, where thousands of Nexarian warships were already gathering for their invasion. It's time to show the galaxy why humanity spent 50 years hiding its true face. The greatest deception in human history was about to be revealed, and the galaxy would never be the same. Hidden Arsenal. Grand Admiral Vexthor of the Nexarian Empire stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Celestial Doom, watching tactical displays as his invasion fleet approached the human colony of New Eden. 10,000 warships strong, each vessel bristling with quantum weaponry and dimensional shields, the fleet represented the mightiest military force assembled in the past century. Primitive defenses detected around the colony, Admiral, reported his tactical officer. Standard particle shields and basic orbital platforms. Nothing that could withstand even a single battle group. Vexthor's scales rippled with anticipation. Humans had established New Eden as their largest off-world colony, home to over 12 million settlers. Taking it would break their species' will to resist. Open a channel to their planetary government, he commanded. The main viewscreen flickered to life, showing Governor Eleanor Rhodes, her silver hair and stern expression reflecting decades of colonial leadership. This is your only warning, Vexthor declared. Surrender your colony or face annihilation. You have one planetary rotation to evacuate designated zones before we begin resource extraction. Rhodes's response was unexpected. She smiled. Admiral, I suggest you check your long-range scanners. Earth has a message for you. Before Vexthor could respond, proximity alarms screamed across his bridge. Space itself seemed to tear open as massive structures emerged from subspace around New Eden. What had appeared to be empty void transformed into a bristling array of defense platforms, each larger than a Nexarian dreadnought. Impossible. Vexthor's secondary heart began racing. Our scans showed nothing. There were no energy signatures. Quantum signature detected, his science officer shouted. Multiple signatures. They're everywhere. The humans have quantum phase technology. They've kept their defenses out of normal space. The structures continued emerging, revealing sophisticated weapon systems far beyond what humanity had ever displayed. Governor Rhodes's image still filled the view screen, her smile now carrying an edge of steel. For 50 years, we've hidden our true capabilities. Each human colony is protected by phase-shifted fortress arrays. You see, Admiral, we learned long ago that the galaxy respects only strength. So we played weak while building our defenses. Vexthor's tactical officer's scales had turned pale. Admiral, energy readings from those platforms exceed anything in our database. They're weapons, we don't even recognize the technology. This is your only chance, Rhodes continued. Withdraw your fleet immediately. Unlike you, we don't seek conflict. We only wish to protect what's ours. Pride and rage warred in Vexthor's mind. The Nexarian Empire had never retreated, never shown weakness. All ships, battle formations. Launch fighters. We'll show these humans the price of deception. The first shot fired wasn't from the Nexarian fleet. A brilliant beam of energy lanced out from Earth's direction, crossing the vast distance almost instantly. It struck nothing, seemingly disappearing into empty space. Then Vexthor noticed something terrifying: a quarter of his fleet had vanished. 3,000 ships, just gone, his tactical officer whispered. The beam, it wasn't a weapon. It was a key, unlocking a quantum gateway. Those ships now float in another dimension. More defense platforms emerged, surrounding the Nexarian fleet in a complex geometric pattern. From Earth, a transmission reached every ship simultaneously. Admiral Elizabeth Chen's voice carried authority earned through decades of secret military preparation. This demonstration was necessary but regrettable. Your ship's crews are unharmed, merely displaced. We can return them to normal space whenever we choose. The next demonstration will be less gentle. Withdraw now. Vexthor's pride shattered as his tactical displays filled with readings from Earth's direction. What had appeared to be simple orbital habitats around humanity's homeworld were transforming, revealing themselves as massive battle stations. The planet's oceans churned as hidden facilities surfaced, launching vessels that made his flagship look primitive. Admiral, his science officer reported, voice trembling, we're detecting temporal distortions. The humans, they've weaponized time itself. Our shields would be useless. A new transmission reached them, this time from Ambassador Vale aboard humanity's supposedly primitive diplomatic vessel. We gave you every chance for peace, Admiral. Humanity spent 50 years developing defenses we hoped never to use. While you conquered weaker species, we prepared. While you flaunted your power, we innovated. Every human world is protected by technology your sensors can't even detect. Vexthor watched in horror as more human ships emerged from hidden dimensional pockets around every colony world. Their design was unlike anything in known space, sleek, organic curves blending with crystalline structures that seemed to bend light itself. Admiral, his executive officer urged, we must retreat. We cannot fight an enemy who commands dimensional space itself. Pride warred with survival instinct as Vexthor realized the truth. Humanity hadn't been primitive or weak. They had been patient, building their strength in secret while the galaxy underestimated them. His mighty invasion fleet now floated in a web of human technology that made Nexarian weapons look like children's toys. All ships, he commanded, scales dark with humiliation, withdraw to Nexarian space. As his fleet retreated, final words from Ambassador Vale echoed through their communications, remember this day, Admiral. Remember that humanity chose peace for 50 years, not from weakness, but wisdom. We will defend what's ours, but we still extend an open hand of friendship, if you're wise enough to take it. The galaxy's balance of power had shifted in a single day, and the true face of humanity's technological might was only beginning to be revealed. Counter-strike. The Galactic Council's emergency session erupted into chaos as live feeds showed the Nexarian retreat. Supreme Chancellor Lyra, her crystalline form pulsing with agitation, struggled to maintain order among the panicked representatives of 300 species. Impossible, shouted the Zentran delegate, his biomechanical implants crackling with stress. No species could have hidden such advancement. Our deep space sensors would have detected quantum research of this scale. Fleet Commander Jackson Reed of Earth's newly revealed Prometheus fleet stood calmly at the center of the storm. His weathered face showed none of the tension such a moment warranted. Behind him, holographic displays showed human warships emerging from dimensional pockets across the galaxy, each vessel demonstrating technology that defied conventional understanding. For too long, Reed's voice carried across the chamber, humanity watched as stronger species bullied the weak. We witnessed the Nexarian strip mine inhabited worlds, claiming technological superiority justified their actions. We chose a different path. The Arcturian representative, a being of pure energy, surged forward. You violated Council law. Advanced technology must be registered and shared. No, Reed corrected, we violated your assumptions. The Council's laws require sharing military technology used in aggressive actions. Earth never attacked anyone. We simply defended our worlds with technology we developed in secret. Across human space, more revelations emerged. What aliens had dismissed as primitive orbital platforms transformed into advanced defense networks. Civilian research stations unveiled weapon systems that could reshape spacetime itself. Every human colony, it seemed, harbored secrets that reshaped the galaxy's understanding of possible technology. On distant Nexus Prime, capital of the Nexarian Empire, High Command faced its greatest crisis. High Marshal Zewexthar watched in disbelief as human vessels appeared in systems thought impregnable to invasion. They didn't attack, they simply revealed themselves, demonstrating the ability to bypass every Nexarian defense. "The humans send this message," his communication officer reported, scales pale with fear. "They say, your empire expanded through fear. Ours grew through determination. Consider carefully which path leads to true strength." Back in the council chamber, Commander Reed activated a holographic display showing Earth's solar system. What had appeared to be simple orbital habitats around Jupiter and Saturn revealed themselves as massive shipyards, each capable of producing vessels that could outmatch entire alien fleets. "Humanity chose isolation to protect ourselves," Reed explained. "While you built empires, we built defenses. While you conquered, we innovated. Our technology isn't just advanced, it follows a completely different path of development." The Mechanoid Collective's representative, a towering assembly of quantum processors and adaptive alloys, stepped forward. "Analysis indicates human technological development should have required at least 3 centuries beyond your known civilization span." Explanation demanded. Reed smiled. "When every other species focused on quantum mechanics, we explored dimensional physics. When you mastered antimatter, we learned to fold space. Necessity drove innovation. We knew we needed strength to survive in a galaxy that respects only power." Reports flooded in from across known space. Human trading vessels, long dismissed as primitive transports, revealed themselves as advanced reconnaissance ships. Civilian research stations transformed into military command centers. Every piece of human technology had served 2 purposes, its apparent function, and its hidden capability. The hive mind of Sector 7, representing a dozen linked species, broadcast its thoughts. Humanity deceived all. Trust broken. Conflict inevitable. No, Reed countered, humanity protected itself while seeking peace. Even now, we launch no attacks. We reveal our strength not to threaten, but to prevent threats. Every human vessel now visible in your space carries not weapons, but offers of alliance. Through quantum channels, Earth broadcast a message to every species simultaneously. The voice of Admiral Elizabeth Chen echoed across the galaxy. "For 50 years, we prepared for this day. Not for war, but for lasting peace. Humanity extends an open hand to all species who seek cooperation over domination. Our strength exists not to conquer, but to ensure that no species need fear extinction at the hands of the strong." In the council chamber, Supreme Chancellor Lyra's crystalline form vibrated with a frequency indicating deep thought. "Humanity has altered the balance of power. The Council must adapt. The Council must evolve," Reed corrected. "Earth proposes a new framework for galactic cooperation. One based not on technological superiority, but on mutual respect. We've demonstrated we can defend ourselves against any aggressor. Now, we offer to help defend others." As if to emphasize his words, human ships across the galaxy began transmitting detailed scans of their technology. Not weapons or defenses, but medical advancements, clean energy systems, and environmental restoration techniques, gifts of peace backed by demonstrated strength. The Nexarian Empire's representative, still reeling from their fleet's humiliation, rose slowly. "The Empire requests negotiations for peaceful coexistence." Reed nodded solemnly. "Earth accepts. Let today mark not just the revelation of human strength, but the beginning of a new era in galactic history." An era where strength serves peace, not conquest. The galaxy would never be the same, and humanity's true journey among the stars was just beginning. Power shift. The Nexarian War Room, once a symbol of uncontested military might, now hosted an unprecedented gathering. High Marshal Zewexthar, his scales dulled with stress, sat across from Director Olivia Torres of Earth's diplomatic corps. Between them floated a holographic display showing the new reality of galactic power dynamics. Your dimensional phase technology, Zewexthar began, his translator struggling to mask his discomfort. How long has humanity possessed such capabilities? Torres's dark eyes reflected decades of preparation for this moment. We achieved basic phase shifting 30 years ago. But that's not why I'm here, Marshal. I'm here to discuss the future. Around them, other meetings were taking place across the galaxy. Humanity's revelation had shattered centuries of established power structures. The Mechanoid Collective's primary hub buzzed with activity as Dr. James Morrison, Earth's leading quantum physicist, demonstrated how human technology could enhance their processing capabilities without threatening their autonomy. In the Arcturian realm, Ambassador Helen Wright stood before the Energy Council, her presentation disrupting millennia of assumptions about consciousness transfer. Humanity didn't just develop better weapons, she explained to the assembled energy beings. We found ways to bridge the gap between organic and energy-based life forms. Back on Earth, Admiral Chen reviewed reports from across human space. The revelation of their true capabilities had triggered exactly the response their behavioral analysts had predicted, a mix of fear, respect, and desperate attempts to establish new relationships with humanity. Message from the Hive Worlds, Admiral, her AI assistant reported. They're requesting immediate technological exchange discussions. Chen smiled, remembering decades of being dismissed as a representative of a primitive species. Send them our standard response. We're open to cooperation, not exploitation. In the depths of Nexarian space, Torres continued her diplomatic mission. Your empire expanded through force, Marshal. You assumed technological superiority gave you the right to dominate others. We're offering a different path. And if we refuse? Zewexthar challenged, though his secondary hearts betrayed his anxiety. Look at your tactical displays, Torres suggested. Notice how every human ship in your space maintains a defensive posture. We could have launched a crushing offensive. Instead, we reveal our strength while extending a hand in peace. Across the galaxy, similar conversations unfolded. The Zentran technocracy, which had long hoarded advanced AI technology, watched in amazement as human vessels demonstrated cognitive systems that made their best efforts seem primitive. The Crystalline Confederacy, proud of their quantum communication network, discovered that humans had developed instantaneous communication technology that didn't rely on quantum entanglement at all. In the Galactic Council's temporary emergency chamber, Commander Reed met with Supreme Chancellor Lyra and representatives from the major powers. The Council chamber's traditional hierarchical arrangement had been replaced by a circular configuration, symbolic of the new balance humanity proposed. Earth has submitted its proposed revisions to galactic law, Reed announced. We suggest replacing the technological superiority clause with a mutual defense agreement. No more strong preying on the weak. You would enforce this, the hive mind representative challenged. We would support it, Reed corrected. Earth's fleet stands ready to defend any species facing unauthorized aggression. But more importantly, we're offering to help other species develop their own defensive capabilities. In deep space, human scientists worked with alien researchers, demonstrating technologies that had been hidden for decades. Dr. Sophia Patel, aboard the research vessel Prometheus, showed Arcturian energy beings how human dimensional physics could revolutionize their understanding of consciousness transfer. We developed these technologies not to dominate, she explained, but to ensure our survival in a galaxy that seemed hostile to emerging civilizations. The Mechanoid Collective's primary analysis hub reached a startling conclusion. humanity's technological path had diverged from galactic standard development over 50 years ago. While other species focused on mastering known physics, humans had explored entirely new directions, achieving breakthroughs that defied conventional scientific understanding. In the Nexarian War Room, Torres displayed another hologram, this one showing Earth's solar system. Those shipyards around Jupiter? They've been there for 30 years, Marshal. Every time your scouts passed through our system, they saw what we wanted them to see. Why reveal everything now? Ziwexthar demanded. Because the galaxy needs to change, Torres replied. The strong dominating the weak, technology used as an excuse for conquest, it's a path to stagnation. Earth is offering an alternative, cooperation, mutual defense, and shared advancement. As the galactic day cycle progressed, more revelations emerged. Human refugee ships transformed into advanced research vessels. Civilian stations unveiled medical technology centuries ahead of galactic standards. Every human world demonstrated self-sufficiency that made traditional resource-based conquest obsolete. Admiral Chen received the final report from Earth's hidden facilities. Operation Revelation was proceeding exactly as planned. The galaxy's power structure was realigning, not through force, but through the carefully managed revelation of human capabilities. They called us primitive, she mused to her staff. They never realized that true advancement comes not from displaying power, but from knowing when to reveal it. The galaxy's balance had shifted, and the age of conquest was ending. Humanity's patience had changed everything, and the true test, building a lasting peace, was just beginning. New Dawn. 1 year after humanity's revelation, the new galactic concordat took shape in a way few could have imagined. The massive space station Unity, constructed through joint human-alien cooperation, hosted representatives from every known spacefaring civilization. Its crystalline spires and dimensional corridors represented a blend of technologies that would have seemed impossible just months ago. General Marcus Sterling, the newly appointed head of Earth's Interstellar Defense Command, stood before the assembled delegates. Behind him, a vast window showed hundreds of ships from different species working together in synchronized orbital patterns, a sight unprecedented in galactic history. A year ago, Sterling began, his voice carrying the weight of experience, we revealed humanity's true face to the galaxy. Today, we reveal something greater, a future built on cooperation rather than conquest. The gathered delegates represented a transformed galaxy. The Nexarian Empire, once synonymous with aggressive expansion, had undergone remarkable changes. Their new leader, Supreme Coordinator Nixtel, had embraced reform after witnessing the potential of collaboration with humanity. Our fleets once inspired fear, Nixtel addressed the assembly, iridescent scales gleaming under the station's lights. Now, they escort scientific expeditions and protect trade routes for all species. We have learned that true strength lies not in dominance, but in mutual growth. Dr. Rebecca Martinez, head of Earth's Xenoscience Division, activated a holographic display showing the results of their shared research initiatives. In just 1 year of open cooperation, we've made more scientific progress than the previous century of competition. The Arcturians' energy manipulation techniques, combined with human dimensional physics, have opened new frontiers in space exploration. The Mechanoid Collective's representative, now upgraded with jointly developed quantum processors, added its analysis. Human innovation paradigm has resulted in 300% increase in developmental efficiency across all participating species. Projected advancement curves indicate exponential growth through cooperation. From her position as chief coordinator of the new Galactic Defense Network, Admiral Chen watched the proceedings with satisfaction. The network of dimensional sensors and phase-shifted defense platforms now protected not just human worlds, but any civilization that joined the Concordat. Integration Report, Admiral, her AI assistant announced. The hive-mind colonies have successfully adapted human shield technology to their unique biological architecture. The Crystalline Confederacy's quantum networks now operate through our dimensional corridors. In the station's research wing, Dr. Thomas Wong led a team of multi-species scientists in exploring the boundaries of what was possible when different technological approaches merged. "Look at this," he explained to a group of Zentran researchers, pointing to a simulation of new hybrid technology. "Your quantum manipulation methods, combined with our dimensional physics, could revolutionize terraforming." The galaxy's economic structure had transformed as well. Trade Minister Diana Frost, once Lieutenant Frost, presented data showing the unprecedented prosperity brought by open exchange of knowledge and resources. When we stop competing for resources and start sharing solutions, scarcity becomes abundance. But perhaps the most significant change was visible in the station's diplomatic hub. Ambassador Vale, now serving as Earth's representative to the Concordat Council, met with delegates from formerly hostile species. Together, they coordinated efforts to uplift younger civilizations, ensuring no emerging species would face the threats that had driven humanity to hide its advancement. "We haven't just changed the balance of power," Vale explained to a group of newly discovered species representatives. "We've changed how power itself works in our galaxy." The Arcturian Elder, its energy form shimmering with complex emotions, addressed the assembly. "In our arrogance, we thought humanity weak. In our ignorance, we missed their greatest strength, the wisdom to advance without becoming conquerors." General Sterling activated a final holographic display, showing the galaxy transformed. Thousands of ships moved through dimensional corridors that had turned month-long journeys into instant transitions. Research stations orbited phenomena once thought unreachable. Former enemies worked together to explore the universe's mysteries. "A year ago, we revealed our strength," Sterling concluded. "Today, we celebrate something far greater, the strength we've all found together." Earth kept its advances secret not out of fear, but because we were waiting for the right moment to show the galaxy a better path. As the assembly concluded, ships from hundreds of species launched into space, their crews no longer divided by fear or hierarchy. The age of conquest had ended. In its place, a new era of exploration and cooperation dawned. Admiral Chen, watching from her command center, received a final report. The last of the old border fortifications were being converted into scientific outposts. Military fleets across the galaxy were being repurposed for exploration and defense rather than conquest. "They thought humans were weak," she mused, "because they didn't understand that patience itself is a form of strength. Now they know, the greatest power isn't in weapons or technology, but in the wisdom to use them for the benefit of all." The galaxy had changed forever, and humanity's greatest achievement wasn't in hiding its strength, but in revealing a path to a future where strength served peace rather than power. As ships of all species jumped into dimensional corridors, heading out to explore the unknown together, one truth became clear: the age of division was over. The real journey was just beginning.